Hi, my name is Frank Rogala, and this is my emergency pitch show. 6 years ago, I began work on the screenplay adaptation of a book, Retards, Rebels, and Slackers. Unfortunately titled and packaged and in desperate need of editing, nonetheless, it was a diamond in the rough. A young woman flees an abusive relationship and finds herself homeless, destitute. On a fluke, she's hired as a staff member in a group home for the developmentally disabled. Unexpectedly, Gina finds she's truly happy and at home for the first time in her life. That is, until her very presence sets off a series of events that threatens not only Gina and everybody she cares for, but the very existence of the home itself. Although this is my first screenplay, this is not my first film. The first film, Won't Anybody Listen, I produced for a budget of $50,000. Critically acclaimed by major publications like the Los Angeles Times, Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, and the New York Times, the feature-length documentary was picked up for theatrical distribution by Seventh Art Releasing. Television broadcast rights were bought by the Sundance Channel, and Netflix has acquired the exclusive DVD rights. After 6 years of work, rewriting, researching, and sharpening the story, I find myself in desperate need of a miracle. The first week of February 2008, I will lose my rights to the story, and that means if this screenplay isn't sold, it can never be made into a movie. Further complicating the situation is the writer's strike, and although I'm not a member of the writers' union, as this is my first screenplay, and I won't be violating any agreements by selling the project, I fully support the Writers Guild position, and I hope to be a member very soon. This story could be described as Superbad meets One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. In other words, it's a drama comedy, also known as a dramedy. One of the unique aspects of the film is that it gives an opportunity for a number of developmentally and intellectually disabled actors. I personally auditioned dozens of these actors in connection with this project, and I can tell you that until recently, developmentally disabled characters were always played by able-bodied actors. However, there's a growing, trained and talented pool of these actors, many of which are experienced Screen Actors Guild members already, eager to portray characters who, like themselves, have disabilities. They want to play roles that portray their community realistically. I've also spoken with representatives of organizations such as Down Syndrome Los Angeles, the Lanterman Foundation, and Easter Seals, who expressed eagerness to have the developmentally and intellectually disabled portrayed as the unique and multidimensional individuals that they are. Roles that portray them as more than just the walking angel or the demented psycho killer, or the walking angel that stops the demented psycho killer. The project is retitled There's No Place Like a Home. Feedback on the screenplay from professional readers that I've hired to help me review various drafts of the screenplay have told me, and I quote, "This story has a menagerie of meaty roles for many actors and actresses, and this is precisely the type of film that critics and the Academy love. And this is where you come in. I need your help to make sure this film gets made, because somebody out there knows somebody who's looking for a story just like this. If there are only 7 degrees of separation between me, you, and anybody else, then somebody out there has a brother, sister, daughter, son, cousin, aunt, uncle, or some other acquaintance that can benefit from having this film made. And by the way, Oprah, there's a role here you were born to play." I can't just post the screenplay on the internet. That would just spoil all the surprises for everybody if the film does get made. However, if you have a reasonable chance of getting it to somebody who can help, you can reach me at my webpage at ripnote.com. That's RIPNOTE.com. And please